Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the KimUnity Soulutions Podcast, the only podcast that is inspiring humanity and leadership within and beyond the workplace. It is so good to be with you all today. I am your host, Kim, the SME. As always, I am only speaking from my experiences. Today, I have a question for you. Why is it that you continue to knock on that door when you really don't want them to answer? What do I mean by that? Why is it that we can sometimes keep picking up that phone to call somebody, knowing we don't want to hear what they have to say, knowing that they're going to get us upset, knowing that they're going to tell us some advice that we don't want to take, knowing that they're going to give you the truth when you really don't want it? Why do you keep knocking on that door? That is my question for you today. Are you the one that's knocking? Are you the one that is getting blamed for your response? Where do you fall in? Where do you fit in? That's what I want to briefly talk about today. After so many years, after so much time, we know who we're dealing with. We know who to share stories with. We know who to seek advice from. We know who to go to when we want the truth, when we want it straight up, straight out. We know who we go to when we just want some positive feedback. You have to make sure that you're not getting those interchanged. You're not getting them mixed up. When you knock on that door, you know exactly who you are expecting to show up. Now, I do create a shirt, right? I have a shirt. If you go to my website, you'll see a shirt and it says, if you want me to listen, please preface it as such. Because I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to be rude about it at all, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion. If you want me to just listen, please preface it, because I'm a problem solver. It's not that I am trying to do anything else besides help you out. I'm trying to get to the root of the problem to figure out, okay, you are upset or you are trying to figure this out. Let's get some pen and paper. Let's figure this out. Let me dig down deep because I really don't need pen and paper. But I may start asking questions. How do you feel? What is it you really want? Why do you think that happened? What happened before that? And what happens is that if you really don't want the truth, if you really just want to be emotional and, just let out your anger, then you need to make sure you're knocking on that door for that. And so what I'm going through right now is that I was really trying to help someone and to figure out, okay, how can I help? Where are we going wrong? What can we fix? Is there anything to fix? And that wasn't appreciated, even though I was asked, right? But really, they really didn't want me to answer that. So sometimes as problem solvers, we really have to listen to see, okay, do they really want the answer? I know you asked me straight up, what should I do? And so I'm going through all the steps to figure out, okay, what should be done? What are the options? And then you get upset when I start asking. That's because at some point you see that you're at fault. Or you see that you made some decisions that you could have done better. You could have made better decisions. Which side of the coin do you fall on in this situation? This is just a friendly reminder, and I'm just speaking about my experience, but it's happened to me as well. I'm something may have just occurred and I'm in that frequency, and then I just share that information with someone who I trust for sure, but their response isn't what I expect. And that's the thing. We can't go to people expecting them to respond how we would. The people that you confide in, you have to already know their level. You already have to know where their mind is at, where their heart is at. And it's happened to me before. I've asked a question and it's like, okay, yeah, I shouldn't have asked you. I'm not saying that out loud, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe they weren't even thinking deep enough for me. They gave me a surface level response when really I needed to go down deeper. Stop knocking on doors when you don't want them to answer. This is just a friendly reminder. Sometimes we're already upset and then we make ourselves even more upset. Or we start lashing out at the person that's trying to help us. I'm not going to be in here long today. I just wanted to share that experience with you all today as just a gentle reminder, something for you to think about. Know who you are confiding in. Know who is good at what around you. And the problem that some of you have is that all you have are yes men, so they're always going to agree with you. But at some point, you're going to need to know the truth. At some point, you're going to need someone to be able to dig down and figure out, okay, what am I missing? What am I overlooking? How could I have prevented this? What else should I add to, my vault? What's a different way of looking at it? What is your perspective? How could this other person be reading it? What did I say that they saw differently? And when you have people that are just yes men and just agree with you all the time, you're not going to get those different perspectives. You're not going to get that depth. So again, ladies and gentlemen, please stop knocking on doors that you really don't want answered. I know it's convenient and they're close and, they might be right next to you. But if you don't want that door answered, don't knock on it. Don't knock. And that's for them and that's for you. That's for everyone's sanity. That's for everyone's time. Everyone's better use of time, rather. I don't know if anyone else needs to hear that besides me. But it's important. And the thing is that the responses are normally to help you and not to harm you, depending on who your circle is. But how you look at it, depending on your emotional state, your state of mind, your mental state of mind, that will determine on how you accept it, how you hear it, how you read it. And then, depending on that, it affects your future interactions. I went to the West Indies when I graduated. My parents gifted me a trip to the West Indies. And on the beach, they were selling cassettes. They weren't even CDs then. They were selling cassettes. And one of the songs, and I loved it, I wish I still had it, but one of it said, it was a reggae song, and it said, knock, knock, knock it on heaven's door. Don't knock on that door if you don't want to hear a godly answer. Don't knock on a devout Christian's door and not be willing to hear that aspect. Don't go knocking on a medical professional's door, i.e. the doctor's office, and expect to get herbal remedies. Don't go knocking on the street vendor's door expecting to get, investment advice. Be cognizant of where you are going. Be cognizant of the information you're sharing and the output that you are looking to receive. Because you may get what you need, but it's not what you want. Are there going to be long-term side effects? And right now I'm thinking about the example that I gave with going to the medical doctor for herbal advice. Just something for you all to think about. I am your girl, Kim the SME, and I'm just sharing that with you today. I hope you all be blessed, and I hope that every door that you knock on is intentional. As always, you have been listening to the KimUnity Soulutions Podcast. Today was just a snippet. It was just a thought. It was just an experience. It was just a revelation. And I hope that you take that and apply it to your future. You all be blessed. Until next time. Bye-bye.